admit that the waters around you are gone, and accept that soon you'll be drenched to the bone. Your time to you is worth saving, and you better start swimming or sink like a stone, for the times they are a-changing. Come riders and crickets and prophesize we will pen, and keep your eyes open, the chance will come again, and don't speak too soon, for the wheel's still in the spin, and there's no telling who that it's made. For the loser now will be later to win, for the times they are a-changing. Senators and congressmen and so on. You get the idea, don't you, boys and girls? Right, a classic song from Bob Dylan for you from way back when. The times they are a-changing. Okay, standard tuning, no capos, doing it in the same key as the original version by Bob Dylan. Okay, so starting off on a G chord, the intro is just a strum on G. Okay, but I'm using a 4-fingered G. You don't have to. A standard G is fine, but gives it a little bit more jingle jangle if you play a 4-fingered chord. Doubling up on the top 2 strings, the B string and the top E string on the 2nd fret there, with the 3rd finger and pinky. And it's almost like a waltz beat. This is like bum ching ching bum ching ching, like. On all the chords. Okay, so and that does it 3 times, and then his singing kicks in. So it's and the chord sequence on the first line is G to E minor to C and then back to G. And C, most of the time I'll be playing a 4-fingered C. A normal straight standard C is fine, but I like to play all 6 strings, so I put this, make it a C with G in the bass, put the 3rd finger up to the bottom E string on the 3rd fret, and pinky goes to the 3rd fret, the 5th string. Then you can hit all 6 strings. Okay, so very slowly, the first intro and the first line. Come gather around people wherever you are. The second line is G. Admit that the waters, E minor, and then C, waters around you have D. Right, so it ends up on D. It's G, E minor, C, D, the second line. So far from the intro. Come gather around people wherever you are. Admit that the waters around. The third line is back to G to E minor to C back to G. So it's accept that soon be drenched to the bone. So all the way from the beginning to the end of the 3rd line now. Come gather around people wherever you are. Admit that the waters around you have grown. Soon be drenched to the bone. Your time to you is an A minor, not an E minor, an A minor. So it's time to you is worth D on saving. So it's if your time to you is worth saving. So all the way from the beginning again. Gather around people wherever you are, and admit that the waters around you have grown, and accept that soon you'll be drenched to the bone. If your time to you is worth saving. Right, the next line is a rundown on D chord. then you'd better start swimming or you'll sink like a stone. The way I play that is D, so you're on D already. After you come, time to you is worth saving, and you better stay on the D, better start swimming. And on swimming, what I do is I play D with C in the bass, so it goes, you better start, and then move this second finger, take it off the top E string and put it on the 3rd fret of the A string, the 5th string, and hit that note. So you go, you better start swimming, hit that note and strum, okay? So it's better start swimming or you'll sink, is basically what I do on that is I just take the 3rd finger off, take the second finger, take the second finger off, take the 1st finger, leave the 3rd finger on that 2nd string, but move the 1st finger up to the 2nd fret on the 5th string and hit that one. Okay, so you got D, and then D with C in the bass, and then like an E minor 7th or a partial G chord, just the 2 fingers on that one, and then a normal D chord with play the A, the 5th string. Then you got, okay, you got the run down there. So D with C in the bass, D with or G with partial G chord, and then the A 5th string with D. So it's that last line goes where it goes, if your time to you is worth saving, then you better start swimming or you'll sink like a stone. Got that? So better start swimming or you'll sink like a stone. Then back to the last line for G, for the time they are a-changing. That's just G to D, back to G. So the whole first verse, the intro and the first verse very slowly, okay? Come gather around people wherever you are, and I admit that the waters around you have grown, and accept that soon be drenched to the bone. If your time to you is worth saving, then you better start swimming or you'll sink like a stone, for the times they are a-changing. And then you play, the harmonica comes in again, and it's just basically, when you get to where it goes changing, it's just, as soon as you come into that changing, G, E minor, C, back to the G. Then it hits the 2nd verse, and you play the 2nd verse exactly the same way with different words, okay? So it comes out that line where it goes, better start swimming or you'll sink like a stone, for the times they are a D, change, back to G, E minor, C, G. When you're ready, come back in with the 2nd verse. Young riders and crickets who flocked out your pair, and if keep your eyes wide, the chance won't come again. So don't speak too soon, the wheel's still to spin, and no one's telling who writes his name in. For the loser now will be later to win, for the time they are a-changing. And at the end of the 2nd verse he does a bit of a longer harmonica bit. I mean, you can just do what you did there, go into the 3rd verse. Okay, keep it simple, but if you want to play what he does when he's on his original version, he kicks in with a harmonica bit there, and he does the E minor, so G to E minor at the end of the verse, change. He goes to the D, run down again. Okay, so it goes to the D rundown after the G to E minor to C to G. It goes to D rundown, harmonica going over the top. Senators and congressmen, please heed the call. And they're off into the same all over again with different words. Okay, so there you have it, boys and girls, my take on a simplified version of the Times They Are A-Changin', okay, by Bob Dylan. Thanks very much for watching and listening, and I'll see you in the next lesson. And sorry to remind you again, but no requests, please. I don't take requests, okay? I'm still getting them. Okay, so bye for now.